Hi, this is Miss Goodale, and today I'm going to be doing a lesson on finding unit rates. I have a notes sheet for you guys that I've also linked to my webpage, and I will be passing that out in class. But basically, finding a unit rate is just making it into a ratio that compares different things or something per one unit. Okay, so whatever the unit rate is, it is compared to 1. So it could be how much something costs for one of them. It could be miles per hour, things like that. Okay, so let me give you an example to start out with. And this one is from your notes sheet. I'll just work it out to kind of give you an idea. So if I said someone drove 200 miles in 2 hours, then one way to find the unit rate for that is to divide the top and the bottom number both by the bottom number. So if I divide 200 by the bottom number, which is 2, I get 100. If I divide the bottom number by 2, I get 1. And that's still the same units, miles over hours. Another way we could say that is 100 miles per hour. A way that we do miles per hour, sometimes we write MPH, sometimes we write MI, and then a dash, and then an HR. Okay, so those are a couple ways just to write that label. But either way, when you're labeling it, you either say miles per hour to notate that it's per 1 hour, or you can write it like that. You need some way of showing that it is for 1 hour. Another way that you could do that is just start out with your 200 miles and your 2 hours and just divide the top number by the denominator. So your top number is 200 and your denominator is 2. And you put that over 1. So you're essentially doing the same exact thing. But it's just kind of a different way of thinking about it. Okay, so miles an hour. Okay. Another example, I have $18 that I make in 3 hours. How much did I make in 1 hour? If I divide the top and the bottom both by 3, 18 divided by 3 is 6. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we have $6 per hour. Okay, so I could put it out like this, or I could put it like this. Sometimes, excuse me, sometimes when you do an assignment, it may ask you to write it as like a fraction or in a certain way. So knowing that you can do it either one of those ways, and just paying attention to what the question asks is a good thing. Let's do one more example. $1.60 for 20 pence. If I divide the top and the bottom both by the bottom number, let's just do $1.60 divided by 20. So I'm just going to divide the top by the bottom and put that over 1 this time. So it won't go into 1, but it'll go into, and it won't go into 16, but it will go into 168 times. Okay, so it would be, I'm going to put my dollar sign, 0.08 over 1. So it's 0.08 or 8 cents for 1 pen. Another way I could write that is 8 with the cent sign for 1 pen. Okay, so those are 3 different ways we can write it. I want to remind you, when you do dollars and cents, you can either write it with a dollar sign and a decimal like this, or with a cent sign. You do not put both a dollar sign and a cent sign on it. Those are a few examples of finding unit rate. I hope you got something out of this video, and let me know if you have any other questions.